Chapter 19.
Seer.
Seer jerked awake, blinking. His hands automatically curled around the tiny human female still on top of him. She stirred, her movements causing his cock to harden even further within her. Kaci? But the speaker wasn't Kaci. He turned his head to see Leader storming toward him. Instinctively, he wrapped himself around his mate, pulling the blankets over her to hide her body from his view. "We can discuss this later," he growled.
Pregnant mother. I don't have time to care about what is going on here. We've been betrayed.
He turned, slamming his fist into the wall with a roar.
Those bastards will burn in the fire lakes of Inferno forever, damn them.
Ice trickled through his veins. "What do you mean?"
Parsimon just contacted me.
His friend's hands balled into fists, his skin pale beneath his markings.
He said that we are to give the Bortrax their half of the women. He doesn't think it's worth the cost to battle over them. He said we can go back and get more from Earth at another time.
"What do the Bortrax want with us?"
Kaci asked. Her eyes looked massive beneath her curtain of tangled hair.
"She doesn't need to know," Leader answered her, his tone cruel.
The massive creatures want to mate all of you until they snap you in two, or until they impregnate you. Then they will strap you into chambers while you grow their monstrous babies. When it's time, they'll cut them from your bellies and watch as you bleed to death. Which is why this is horrible. Which is why I wish there was another way. Any other way.
"Damn him for saying such things to my fragile female." Seer stroked his mate's back as her skin paled. "You can't actually be—"
We have a Bortrack mothership and a Spiritus warship waiting on the other side of the wormhole. If we try to run now, they will catch us. If we fight them, this ship can't take much. It wasn't built for war. They'll disable the ship, kill us, and take all the women for themselves anyway.
His prediction matches my vision. Much too perfectly. Seer shook his head. "So what's the plan?" Leader locked gazes with him.
I hate to say it, but I don't have one. We need to give them up.
"Give innocent women to those monsters. Give my Kaci to them." "I'll die first!" Leader roared, his markings shifting and his nails extending.
You will die first if we fight. Do you think I want this? There is no other choice.
Yes.
Kaci pulled back from Seer, his cock coming free as she gathered the blanket around her body.
There is.
He turned to look at her.
What are you talking about?
Leader demanded.
This ship might not be able to fight them, but we've got 10,000 ships that can.
She brushed the hair back from her face to see them better. Leader shook his head.
I already thought of that. Those ships are set up so only females can fly them. It would take us more time than we have simply to convert a handful of them.
But you've got 10,000 trained pilots already on board.
Leader stepped back, clearly in shock. Seer's stomach flipped. "You can't actually think we are going to send females to fight for us, to die in battle while we simply watch." Kaci's eyebrows lowered, her blue eyes flashing with an unspoken emotion.
Most of us were recruited without a choice. Then you kidnapped us, and again, we didn't have a choice. After that, we were paired off with men to be their mates, and we still weren't given a choice. But now, here we are, and for this battle, a battle for our very lives, we deserve a choice. To be given to monsters or to fight, let us choose.
Her words struck at something deep within him, and Seer pulled her closer. "I can't." But in his heart, he already knew his mate would soon be fighting. He knew what the Bortrax would do if they caught her, and death was preferable. But maybe the council will come in time. Leader finally recovered his voice.
You're right.
Leader said to Kaci more quietly.
We may have no choice at this moment, but you do. If nothing else, maybe they won't catch all of you. In the ships, at least you have a fighting chance.
But Seer's word was cut off as the ship rocked around them. Suddenly the lights flickered and dimmed.
What's that?
Kaci asked, her voice filled with fear.
If I were to guess,
Leader said slowly,
I'd say a warning shot.
"Pregnant mother, help us. They've already come through the wormhole, and it's too late."